Hey everybody, Mr. Berg back here at the back to the drawing board for another 1 point perspective. This is going to be a road, okay? What I've done here, it's kind of hard for you to see, but I've already gone corner to corner on my paper diagonally, corner to corner there, corner to corner here, and then where the lines cross, I've put my vanishing point. So that's basically the center of my paper. You could have your vanishing point anywhere, but for right now, this is probably the easiest thing to do as we're kind of learning how to use 1 point perspective, okay? Now, this bottom triangle here that you see, that you can kind of see, this is going to be the road, this is going to be the right side, this is going to be the left side, and then this is going to end up being the sky, so these lines that we have up here are probably going to go away eventually. But for right now, we'll make it work. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch to using a marker so that it's a little bit easier for you to see. I'm actually going to use a thinner marker so it doesn't get too dark, but I also want you to be able to see it. So what I'm going to start with is kind of the road details, and then I'm going to talk through it, but I'm also going to speed some parts of this video up a little bit so they don't take quite as long. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of darken in this part here. I'm not going to make a driveway or anything on this side, but I will on the other side. So I'm not going to pen in that side. So there you can see that line that goes from the corner of my paper to the center of my paper. And what I'm going to do here is draw the line for the sidewalk. Okay, so this is going to be a long sidewalk. You can tell that. I'm going to draw another line. Now notice that this line, I just have to decide how wide I want the sidewalk to be, and then that line goes back to the vanishing point. Let's see if I can move you guys a little closer. Can't go too much more, but maybe a bit. Okay, hopefully I don't tip the camera down onto the floor. Now, this is the part that you're going to walk on, and then here I'm going to draw the, well, let's not draw the curb yet. So now let's draw the detail, the horizontal lines for the kind of those creases or seams on the sidewalk that you walk on. Now, when I say horizontal, the ruler wants to be left to right, and you want to try to make it parallel with the edge of your paper. I realize it's kind of difficult for you to see the edge of my paper because my background is white, but I'm going to line it up, and between those two lines, I'm going to draw a horizontal line. Okay, so this is going to be the flat surface that if you were living in this, on this road, or you were walking along this road, you would actually be walking on this sidewalk here, okay? So I'm going horizontal lines in between those two. If I were paying really close attention, which I'm trying to do, but at the same time I'm trying not to take too long. Those are decent, right? So that's the walking surface. Now, you get the point of that. I'm now going to draw the curb. I could keep going, but I'm now going to draw the curb because I'm taking too long here. Now, this is going to be the vertical part that you step up. So check this out. Another receding line towards the vanishing point, but this one's not going to be quite as wide. And now, at these points here, what I'm going to do is from where this horizontal line meets, I'm going to go straight down. Kind of get down low here. Make sure this is correct. Kind of like that. That was probably really difficult for you to see. My head was probably in the way. Straight down. Straight down. Straight down. And what you can see here, so now like you're on the road, walking over here, you have to step up onto the sidewalk. So those are perpendicular lines, straight up and down, and then straight left to right. That's how you draw a sidewalk. Okay. Let's draw a building on this side of the road as well. And here's how we're going to do that. First off, the front edge of the building is going to be a vertical line. And a vertical line, when I say vertical, I mean parallel to the edge of our paper going vertically. On the camera, that looks pretty close. So you draw from the initial line all the way up, and you can decide how tall you want your building to be. Okay? Now, you don't have to draw the bottom of the building because it's already there where the sidewalk line is. We're now going to go from the top of this line down towards the vanishing point. But we don't want to go all the way to the vanishing point because we don't want our building to be this wide. We're only going to draw that line as far as we want our building to go. So like maybe there. And then we're going to end it with another vertical line here. So that's like the front of the building that if you're walking on the sidewalk, you'd walk past the front of the building. Well, now we have to do the side of the building to make it look three-dimensional. So what we're going to do here is from the top corner here and the bottom corner, we're going to draw horizontal lines straight across. Kind of get down here, look at my ruler, and like that, right to the edge of my paper. So that's the side of that building. This one is a little bit more tricky, like that. So then this is the side of our building, this is the front of our building, and this is like an alleyway in between buildings. Okay? Let's draw a door here and some windows. I'll draw a door and windows, and then I'll draw windows here just so you can kind of see the difference. Okay, so our door should be straight up and down, right? Most doors are straight up and down. And if the sidewalk is that big, we shouldn't make the door too big. That's the front edge. Now, just like the side of the building, we're going to go from the top of it towards the vanishing point for as wide as we want the door to be. We don't need the door to be too wide, maybe like that. And now end it with a vertical line. That looks vertical to me. It's hard for me to like draw from an angle like this, but oh well. Now, that could be the door. It could be two doors. It could, you could draw a line straight in, so that's like the entryway to it. Whatever you want to do. Let's make it just a single door. Oh, let's make it a double door, actually. Straight line there. So now you can go in here, or you can go in right there. Okay, a little door. And then the window does the same thing. We start with the vertical line up top. And now we're going to go from the top and bottom of that line towards the vanishing point. I know I'm going through this fast, but you can always pause. Towards the vanishing point for as wide as we want the window to be. You don't want to go all the way. You want to stop it. So there's like a border where the edge of the window is before you hit the edge of the building. Here, maybe like that. And then we're going to connect those two with a vertical line. I'm going to freehand that one. Now there can be some windows. Okay, we're getting there. This is a hard thing. I'm trying not to like take too long to do this, but at the same time, if you want to do this well, you kind of have to take your time, right? So there's a window. Now, if we're drawing a window on this side, it's basically just a rectangle where the top and bottom of it are horizontal, side to side, but parallel with the top and bottom here. So what I'm going to do is go like this. I'm going to line it up with that top edge, kind of. Let's make another window over here. We'll make it going off the side of the building. Draw it like this, and that looks on camera pretty straight up and down, pretty vertical. Like that. And let's do a line there. Put our ruler there. 2 windows, 3 windows, so on and so forth. Okay? And you can go like, oh, sorry about that. What do they do in a business? Something like that to show that they're glass. Cool thing you can do up here, watch this. Let's say we actually wanted to make these look like they're different rooms. From this top corner, watch what I'm going to do. Draw a horizontal line over. So it's like, when we're looking in there, that in there is the wall, and that's the ceiling inside the room. Pretty cool. Okay, now let's draw another building that is on the other side of this one. Then we'll call it for now. Okay, first thing first. Let's have there be a little space in between the buildings, okay? So we're going to line it up. We want it to be a vertical line. I'm going to make this building taller. So that's going to be this, just like this same first line I drew here. I'm going to go from the top of that line towards my vanishing point for as wide as I want the building to be, and then end it with another vertical line, which looks pretty good. Like that. Okay. And now, from the top corner here and the bottom corner here, I'm just going to go straight horizontal. Here, I'm just going to go until I hit that other building. So now that's like an alleyway, another space in between the buildings, or maybe, another little road down there. And then over here, you're going to draw a horizontal line, and you want it to just be, You can go as far back as you want, I guess, for as deep as you want the building to be. Let's say it goes to there and then ends the vertical line. So that building is behind this one here. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is some lines on the road. Now this is going to be a big road, so let's we're going to draw a few different lines here. This is going to be like, well, let's go right down the middle at first. Sorry about that. Right down the middle, there's 1 and 2. That's going to be that solid line that goes down the middle. Right, so like this is driving that way, this is driving back this way. And now let's split this into 2 different lanes. So I'll kind of eyeball that to make sure it's about halfway. What I'm going to do is just draw, since I'm using a marker, I'm going to draw some broken lines like that. Those are going to be the marks on the road. And if you're really detailed, you could even go back, make those kind of, some of them you could make them kind of thick. I have a lot of space to do that, but end up with a horizontal line like that. Can't really see the thickness. Okay, let's say there's a manhole here. You know what like a manhole cover is? Where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like open it up and jump down there and go into the sewers. Now, it wouldn't just be a circle. It's only a circle if you're looking straight down at it. We're not looking straight down at it. We're looking at it from an angle. So it'd be like an oval. And you know what? I don't trust myself with this marker, so I'm going to draw it with a pencil first. We don't want it to be huge, right? Maybe like this. Now that I have that, I'll go back with the marker. Kind of look like checkerboard pattern on there or something. Just to show what it is. Okay. And that's that for right now. That's a good start. It's been 12 minutes, so that's plenty of time for now. I'll come back and add more to it in part 2. So this is 1-point perspective road drawing, and we'll keep adding to this same one. See ya.